Hi everyone, today I'm going to be restoring the headlights on my Holden Commodore SS Ute. We're going to use two methods today. The first method being a packet of headlight restorer, and the second method is going to be a cheaper method using sandpaper, polish, and then followed by a clear coat. The first thing you want to do is give both your headlights a good clean. I'm using wax and grease remover. Give it a good clean, make sure all the dirt's off before you start preparing. The next step is to tape up around your headlight so you don't ruin the paintwork. On the first headlight, we're going to try the lens restorer kit. Follow the instructions and using the spray lubricant, cover the headlight. It comes with 4 sanding discs, numbered 1 through to 4. Start with number 1 and work your way through to number 4. As you're sanding, you should be able to feel the patches that are a lot rougher. They'll need a little bit more attention. As you wipe off the moisture, you'll also be able to see the areas that need more attention, that are a bit rougher. After a lot of elbow grease, I'm finally down to the final stage of sanding. As I wipe it off, the headlight's gone quite frosty. That's just from all the small scratches that the sandpaper's put in. Polishing it, however, should remove all the scratches. I've also got quite a lot of small stone chips that have occurred over the years. Without a lot of sanding, those just aren't going to come out, so we're going to polish it up soon and see how it looks. After completing the final sand, we're now going to apply the polishing compound to the headlight. After polishing the lens, you want to leave the polish on and let it dry. After it's dry, simply wipe it off with a clean microfiber cloth. Final step, you want to apply the base coat using the glove provided. After the base coat's dried, you want to then apply the lens sealing wipe. This will help protect it from yellowing in the future. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. We're going to move on to the next headlight using the method of wet and dry sandpaper, a polish, and then a UV protection clear coat. First thing I'm going to do on the other headlight is start with 1200 wet and dry sandpaper. I'm going to dunk it into a bucket of water, splash some water over the headlight, and start sanding. You probably don't want to go any rougher than 1200. There's no real need to, as you can see. It's starting to take off the yellowing already, and you risk the chance of putting deep scratches into your headlight. So start on the 1200 sandpaper, and after that I'm going to move on to the 2000 grit sandpaper. Already I can feel that this is working a lot better and a lot faster than the other kit that I just used. Okay, that didn't take long at all. As you can see, the headlight's quite frosted. I'm now going to move on to the 2000 grit sandpaper. It hasn't taken me too long to sand it back with the 2000 grit. Because it's taken so quick, I've actually decided to use some steel wool. This is 000 steel wool, just to give it a final finish. Again, using water. The headlight's still quite frosted, so we're going to move on to the polish stage. Just using some plastic polish and applying it again to the pad. You want to polish it on again, and after you've finished polishing, leave it on to dry and then wipe it off. After the polish, has frosted up and it's dried a bit, take it off with a microfiber cloth. And already that headlight's looking pretty good. For the final step, I've masked off around the area, used newspaper and sheets so I don't get any overspray onto the lens. First, I'm going to clean the lens again with some wax and grease remover. This will just take off the outer coating of the wax, polish, and help the clear coat stick to it. For the clear coat, I'm using a clear that will bond to plastic. You also want something that's UV protectant. Now this is an acrylic paint, so I'd probably want to give it about 4 to 5 coats, just to help it from peeling off again. After applying the final coat of clear, it's actually got quite a haze over the headlight. Comparing it to the first one we did, which is quite clear. So what I'm going to do is again wait for this to dry and give it a polish. It's got a little bit of orange peel over it, so I could potentially even give it another wet and dry followed by another polish. We'll see how we go. So in conclusion, I think the best way to clean your headlights is simply with some 2000 wet and dry, potentially followed by some 3000 wet and dry, followed by a polish with some plastic polish, and then no clear coat. I would just keep polishing it every 2 to 3 months just to maintain the clarity of the lens. Alright guys, thanks for watching.